So this is one of my favorite retro handhelds. This is the Anbernic RG35Xxsp, which is a big mouthful. It's a terrible name, but it's a great little handheld. This retro device essentially is pretty much like the Game Boy Advance SP from way back in the day. However, it can do so much more. So if you're thinking about getting one of these, I definitely think you should. But if you're still on the fence, stay tuned because I'm going to be explaining my 1 month experience with it and why I love this thing so much and if it's right for you. So let's get right into it. This retro handheld was sent to me by 2retro.com. The link will be in the description below. If you use my code, you'll get an additional 10% off, not only on this retro handheld, but anything on their website, and you'd also be helping at the channel. So if you do love this and you want to get one, I highly recommend checking that out. Anyways, let's get straight into it. All right, so now that you can kind of see what I'm seeing, this is the look and style. I absolutely love the color of this. This is the cream color. On the website it's called gray, but you also have the silver, which I absolutely love, black and blue. I love the blue one as well too, but this is the look of it. You have your speaker right here, you have your start button, your select button, and this kind of gets you through different games if you want to change and go through your settings and everything like that. On this side you have the power button as well as this button. I've had this for a month and I barely use that button. On this side, you do have your triggers. You have L1, L2, R2, R1. You have the HDMI port, just in case you do want to have this on a monitor or a TV. And then you have a USB Type-C. This is obviously how you charge it. When it comes to the battery, it's actually pretty decent. The battery lasts a long time. I will say charging it though kind of takes a little while. And moving on to the last side, you do have a headphone jack right here, and don't worry, it also has Bluetooth as well. So if you don't have wired headphones, you can use Bluetooth, and if you don't have anything that's Bluetooth, you could use wired headphones. I like that touch because on the Mayu Mini, oh actually you do have it on there, never mind. And then you have your SD card slot right here. And if you want, what you can do with this little SD card is you can upgrade an SD card. Like I said, everything I have right now is stock, but you could add more ROMs that you have, or even add little videos like I was saying before, because this display is amazing. And then it just slides right in. You do have your battery back here, so if anything does happen with the battery, you will be able to replace it just by unscrewing this. And enough about the look and style of this thing. Let's start playing some games. So first things first, I do want to show you the settings. So if you're in the settings, you can adjust so many things. If you want to lock your screen, you have that option. If you want to change the brightness, you can do it. It actually goes up to level 5. Honestly, I keep it around 3 or 4 just so the battery doesn't drain too fast. Okay, now let's go here. And so these are all the different systems that you can play. Honestly, I've been playing PSP and PlayStation 1 pretty much a lot. But if you want, you can play N64. You know, I really don't play these except for Game Boy and Game Boy Advance. These two I play a lot. You know, all these games are a little bit ahead of my time, so don't get mad at me in the comments saying, bro, like you're not utilizing all of it. You're not playing all the games, because let me tell you something. I'm playing what I like and what I grew up with, which is PlayStation, PSP, and then also these little Game Boys right here. Okay, anyway, let's get back into it. So we'll go ahead, and one of my favorite things is just the way the display looks on here. Now, one thing I've been playing is Mega Man. Like, look at this screen. You can't tell me this screen isn't amazing. Look at how great this looks. Alright, so right now we're playing Mega Man, and this display just looks fantastic. Look at that. And then we'll turn up the volume so you can see how loud it actually gets. That's as loud as it goes. One thing I do wish when playing this game is that I wish whenever you turn the volume up or down, it had something on the side to indicate where the volume's at, because you kind of just have to like guesstimate with it, which is cool too. Alright, let's play some games. I'm going to lower it so you can hear the clickety clackety, but oh. Now this thing is, I absolutely love this thing. And I feel like the graphics on this one is just slightly better. I mean, obviously it's a retro console, so graphics aren't really going to be a big thing, but I just think this looks good. Okay, so after playing that, we'll go ahead and we'll go to, this is where you push this middle button. So if you want to exit back to the menu, you definitely can, and then you can go back to whatever games you want to. And all these games that I'm looking at right now came with this device. Like I said, you can add more, but there is so many. It does tell you at the top how many there is. So for PlayStation, there's 20, but you can add more. The one that I have been playing the most on PlayStation is Spider-Man. I absolutely love that game. And then, yes, you can play N64. I played a couple N64 games, and I will say they do look really good. Now, let's take it back to a true retro game. And look how many this came with. 385. Like I said, this is just stock. I haven't done anything to this. I haven't modded this at all. This is just how it comes. And the amount of things that you can do on here is great. You got Kirby, Kung Fu. Oh, you have the Legend of Zelda games. Like, this right here is amazing. These Mega Man games are fun. I finished those. And keep in mind, whenever you're looking at these right here, oh, Ninja Turtles on here is wild. It'll say USA, USA. If it's Europe or another country, I just typically go with the country that I live in. So obviously, if it's USA, I'm going to hit USA. We'll try Tom and Jerry, see how that is. But honestly, this thing's actually really quick too. Look, oh gosh, look at how beautiful that looks. You can't tell me that doesn't look, oh gosh. Definition of retro. We'll turn this up. Oh, so I believe it's just whatever oh, see, look at the volume. Whenever I turn this up, I think it just depends on what you're actually playing in, like what system you're playing in. That's going to show you that indication. But, you know, you can't go wrong with something like this. Honestly, I've been using it for a full month. Everything works completely fine. Now, I will say, one thing I wish they did do with this is add analog sticks right here. So if you are playing a game, you have the option to use those. But, I mean, I am being a little picky. The Game Boy Advance SP really didn't have analog sticks, so it's just nice to use for, like, the PSP games. But other than that, if you're using this, this is just fantastic. Look, we'll play some Grand Theft Auto, Vice City. Like I said, comparing this to the Mayu Mini Plus, essentially they're both retro handhelds. This one does fit a little bit better in your pocket, but this one right here is way more comfortable to hold, especially if you're playing for long periods of time. This is the way to go because, I mean, my hands aren't too big, but the Mayu Mini Plus, I feel like my hands are just super crunched together. Whereas with the Anbernic, well, I was going to call it the Anbernic RG35Xxsp. Whatever. Whereas with the Anbernic SP, my hands are a lot more comfortable, and I feel like even on the back too, it just feels way more comfortable in the hands compared to the Mayu Mini Plus. But look at this screen. I don't know. If you're thinking about this and you're on the fence about this, and honestly, if you're thinking about this and you're on the fence about it, I say just get it because this right here is just great. And especially if you had a Game Boy Advance SP, you will not be disappointed in this. Now, it isn't exactly like it. Like I said, I feel like this is a little bit thicker than the SP, but this still just looks good. Like, I love this thing right here. So, let me know what you think about it down in the comments below. If you have any questions or anything, please also feel free to leave them down there. But let me know what you think about this device, what your favorite color is out of all of them. I'm very interested to hear your thoughts. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and don't forget, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.